Sonnet 59 by William Shakespeare, 1565 to 1616. If there be nothing new, but that which is hath been before, how are our brains beguiled, which, labouring for invention, bear amiss the second burthen of a former child? Oh, that record could, with a backward look, even of 500 courses of the sun, show me your image in some antique book, since mind at first in character was done, that I might see what the old world could say to this composed wonder of your frame, whether we are mended, or whether better they, or whether revolution be the same. Oh, sure I am the wits of former days to subjects worse have given admiring praise. Okay, this is a sonnet by William Shakespeare from Stratford upon Avon. He's looking at or thinking or wondering about how things have changed in the last 500 years. He's thinking about originality, and if everything has already been invented, or if it is possible to invent new things. Maybe that everything has already been written, because they say all stories boil down to various basic plots. And he's thinking about originality and whether things have changed. He's thinking about what the writers 500 years before him might have written about, and he would like to imagine a description of the fair youth from 500 years ago. So like that he would know if writers have become more skilled or not. And then finally he's making a suggestion that perhaps the youth is actually just one of a kind, and there has never been anything as beautiful as him. So let's see. If there be nothing new, but that which is hath been before. So if there is nothing new, if everything has gone before, if everything that under the sun has always existed, how our brains are beguiled, how our brains are tricked, which labouring for invention bear amiss the second burthen of a former child. So then if that's true, our brains, we're always trying to find something new. We're always trying to find new things. And if everything that has ever existed has always existed and will always exist, everything that exists now has existed forever, then we will only invent the wheel again. We will only bring forth the birth of a former child. We will only reinvent an idea or an imitation of the past. So he's wondering here if the fair youth is one of a kind. This is something so beautiful, so wonderful, such a wonderful person that nothing new will ever, nothing like him will ever exist again. Or if that's not true, then our minds are always trying to invent, or wrongly invent something new. And when we invent something new, we've just invented the wheel again. We've just invented we've just come up with an imitation of the past. Oh, that the record could, with a backward look, even of 500 courses of the sun, show me your image in some antique book, since mind at first in character was done. So imagine going back 500 courses of the sun, 500 times where the sun goes round the earth. Because yes, by this time they know that the sun goes round the earth. So even if we went back 500 years and I could see a description of you in some antique book, yeah, I could find your image in some antique book, since mind at first in character was done. Because in this is the time when people were starting to write about people's character on paper. Since mind at first in character was done. So he'd like to go back, yeah? He'd love to look back at the past 500 years, and he would like to be able to see an image or an explanation of the character of the youth, the fair youth, because this is what they did. But of course, this fair youth wouldn't be known to these people, and he's sure if he existed, they would write about him. That I might see what the old world could say to this composed wonder of your frame. So I'd be able to see what people were writing about you, about your mind, about your beauty, about your body, about your character. So I might see what the old world, what those in the past could say of the wonder, the fantastic person that you are. Whether we are mended, or whether better they, or whether revolution be the same. So whether we are mended, whether we are better than them, whether we are better than them at writing, or whether they were better than us. But I find this line works in two ways, because I don't think it has to mean about writing, whether the world was better in the past, whether better they, or whether we live in a better world now, or whether revolution be the same. Here revolution is talking about revolutions of the earth. So whether after time has gone by, everything is the same, time has gone past. But I like this line as well, because this is saying, if we think about whether revolution be the same, when there is a revolution, very often things actually stay the same. This has got the idea of the more things change, the more things stay the same. So he's wondering whether time changes things, whether there is revolution or not, or things get better or get worse or stay the same. Oh, sure I am the wits of former days, to subject worse have given admiring praise. And then in the last two lines he says, I'm sure that the intelligent people, the wits of former days, the intelligent people of the past, have given admiring praise to people less deserving, less beautiful, less fantastic than the fair youth. And this is obliquely suggesting that the youth himself is something unique, and maybe there is no description of a character like the fair youth in former days, because the fair youth is the only one that has ever existed. So this is wondering whether things change or whether things stay the same. Who knows, because it's very often difficult to decide what is better. Maybe machines make our lives much easier. but they also make our lives much more complicated. So maybe everything under the sun has already been written about and every character has been looked at. Or maybe not. Maybe the fair youth is one of a kind and there has never been anyone like him, and there never will be in the future. So enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you soon. Bye for now. Sonnet 59 by William Shakespeare.